Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, depending on where you are and when you are. And welcome to Practical Self-Healing for Your Soul, Heart, Mind, and Body. I'm Alan Chuck. I'm a Grandmaster Teacher and Healer, Soul Healer and Teacher, Tao Soul Healer and Teacher. Tao is a name for the Source, the Ultimate Source, serving from the Master Sha Tao Center in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So, welcome all my beloved participants, viewers, old and new. Today I will do the first of two programs on an absolutely vital self healing practice. Okay, again, this program is called Practical Self Healing for Your Soul, Heart, Mind, and Body. And today's practice is absolutely vital for self healing, all of them, because it is vital for healing the soul. And the soul is the root, the ultimate cause of issues in our heart, in our mind, in our body, in our relationships, in our finances, in every aspect of life. And this will be familiar to all of you who have studied with Master Sha or any of his teachers. It will be familiar to those of you from many other traditions as well. And this is forgiveness practice. So forgiveness practice is a vital adjunct. It's a vital supplement to any kind of self-healing practice you do, and to any kind of healing that you receive, medical attention, medical procedures, all kinds of alternative healing procedures, complementary healing procedures. Everything I teach in this series is totally complementary and supplementary. There's absolutely no conflict with any other treatment or practices you may do, because the essence is to bring love and light to the soul of the issue, the soul of the sickness, the soul of a painful part of your body. And absolutely, forgiveness practice falls into this category. No conflict with any other treatment or approach you may take or you may be receiving. In fact, it is itself a vital soul healing practice, a vital self healing practice, because in and of itself it is one of the best self healing practices, an essential self healing practice for healing the soul, for transforming the negative information, the negative messages that we carry on our beloved soul, or even the souls of our organs, the souls of our parts of our body, because everyone and everything has a soul. So this negative information is, if you believe in a spiritual concept of karma, it is karma. Or if you don't believe in a spiritual concept, think of the universe. It is the universe's response to what we do, what we say, what we think. The universe is like a mirror. In physics and science we have physical laws, right? And one is Newton's third law of motion, which says for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? And that there's laws of conservation as well, the law of conservation of energy. These are all things which keep the universe in balance. Okay? And so it's the same in the spiritual world, or it's the same in the concept of information. You know, information cannot really be lost. Spiritually, everything we do, say, think, speak is recorded. It's recorded on our beloved soul. This information is carried on our soul. And it's also recorded in heaven in a place called the Akashic Records, which are like the universal records of all life. The permanent message, the permanent imprint that our messages, our information, our frequency and vibration, everything we say has its frequency and vibration. Everything we do has its frequency and vibration. And this is never lost, okay? Physically, it's never lost. Frequency and vibration is there. The memory of it may diminish over time. The effect of it may diminish over time and distance. But in the spiritual world, nothing is lost at all. So, colloquially, it's often said that what goes around comes around. And this is the concept of the balance of information, the balance of energy. It is the concept of karma. And if you don't believe in karma, forgive me, but think of the universe as a mirror. What you put out to the universe will be reflected back to you. Okay? It might not be reflected back right away. It may be reflected back a day later, a week later, a year later. It may be reflected back 20 years later. It may be reflected back in future lifetimes. And I deeply believe in past lifetimes because this spiritual law of balance of information and energy, which corresponds to the physical law, this explains to me, it explains pretty much everything that is major in our lives. And so I do deeply believe in past lives, and also as master teachers trained by Master Sha, we are trained to open our access, and we are given access to the Akashic Records. Okay, so we can understand, why am I going through? Why did I go through what I've gone through in life, both positive and negative? It is because this happened pretty much in the reverse way. Okay, why do I like some people? Why did I not like some people? Because we had harmonious relationships in past lives, or we had unharmonious relationships in past lives. So to do forgiveness is to request to do forgiveness is to request that the balance be restored because the negative information we have created will create a need for balance. Either that negativity comes back to us, we suffer in some way, sickness, pain, broken relationships, and more, or we can ask to be forgiven for it so that the negativity, the lessons that we would have to learn are eliminated. Okay? In effect, forgiveness is to rewrite our life path going forward. It's amazing because we are rewriting our life path going forward if we are granted forgiveness by those we've hurt and harmed. And it does this by transforming the past. It's like the past mistakes we have made, the past hurt and harm we have created can be erased in some sense. And actually it can be quite a literal sense from the Akashic Records. If the divine, the source, grants us forgiveness, that record of the hurt and harm we did can literally be erased. And therefore the rebound effect, the mirror effect, is also eliminated. So it's totally amazing in that sense that we can change our past. We can change the past in order to change our future. And it also shows us that time is a very, very fluid concept. There really is, in a sense, no past, present, or future when you can affect all of them together. Okay? Talk about time travel. Okay? We're going to do a little time travel to the past to change the path of our future, the time travel in our future. So today, I said this would be part one. I'm going to do one more program after this. But today we're going to do a basic forgiveness practice. And again, it's in many traditions, all right? In Catholic Church, right, we confess our sins. In the Hawaiian tradition, there's Ho'oponopono practice, which is essentially the same forgiveness practice. So I don't like to think in terms of sin, but rather what Master Sha calls mistakes. Don't like to think of punishment for sins, but rather in terms of lessons for our mistakes. Okay? So we need to go into our hearts, open our hearts, and realize that if you understand what I'm trying to teach, realize that the negativity we have gone through could very well be caused by negativity, the same negativity that we have caused, maybe not in this lifetime, but in past lifetimes. Or the negativity that our ancestors have caused. Because just as we inherit physical characteristics from our ancestors, we inherit soul characteristics from our ancestors. And what is the soul characteristic? It's the positive or negative information that is carried by our soul. The positive and negative information is our soul. We are the sum total of all the information we have created in all our lifetimes. And this determines where we are today, who we are today, and this determines the path of our life going forward, our lives going forward. So if we understand this concept, then it should be easy to give forgiveness. We really won't, point the finger at others. We won't blame others for our suffering, our misfortunes. We will understand deeply at some level that we are responsible, or our ancestors are responsible for our life. Okay? We are creating our own lives in every moment. So as Master Sha says, do not point the finger at anybody else, because when you do so, you're pointing at least 3 fingers back at yourself. All right? So let us realize the universe is like a mirror. What is coming back to us, we may very well have put out there before. I don't say 100%, this is an absolute law, but I would say for any major events, major circumstances in your life, this is the spiritual explanation, and it is also a scientific explanation in terms of the conservation of information and energy, the balance of information and energy. Okay, so I've done a lot of talking and teaching today, just to set the groundwork, and again, most of you understand this or have learned this to some extent at least, maybe even deeper than I have, and you have done forgiveness practice as a student of Master Sha and any of his teachers, because it is, as I said, absolutely vital to supplement, complement any other practice you do, any other treatment you receive, and it is also in itself a vital and important self-healing practice, a very effective self-healing practice. So today I will close by leading you in a general forgiveness practice. Next time I'll go a little deeper in part 2, and I will give you some significant blessings next time as well. So we will use the 4 power techniques. Master Sha has taught 6, but we will use the first 4 power techniques that Master Sha has taught in the more than 21 years that I have been his student. Put one hand over your heart and one hand over your lower abdomen. This is body power. Close your eyes and visualize your heart exuding love, opening, and prepared to receive forgiveness, to ask for forgiveness and to give forgiveness. This is another part of the balance and conservation of energy and information. If we want to receive forgiveness, we have to be willing to give forgiveness. It's only fair. Okay? So, mind power, this is visualizing your heart opening, preparing to receive. You can visualize beautiful golden light filling your heart, the light of love, the light of forgiveness, the light of compassion, the light of heaven, the light of Mother Earth, the light of all the people, your ancestors and all the people we will speak to. So we have body power and mind power. Soul power now is the core of all of the practices I teach, Master Sha teaches. And this is to speak to the souls. So please follow me silently, close your eyes, and share this message, this soul power from your heart. Dear all the souls my ancestors and I have ever hurt and harmed in any way, through our actions, behaviors, speech, writing, thoughts, body language, facial expressions, known and unknown. Most of us don't know much about our past lifetimes. But we can infer, what we might have done in our past lifetimes from what is happening to us, what has happened to us, and what is happening to us in this lifetime. And whether this hurt and harm was intentional or unintentional doesn't matter. We endear all the hurt and harm my ancestors have caused in this lifetime and all our past lifetimes. We deeply apologize to all the souls we have hurt and harmed. How many? I would just say a lot, okay? A lot. And if you have a spiritual belief system, or if not, speak to the universe. Dear Heaven, the Divine, Tao Source, all my spiritual fathers and mothers in heaven, dear the universe, I deeply apologize. Because this has gone against spiritual law, not to hurt and harm. This has gone against the universe to create this negative information in the universe. Please forgive my ancestors and me. Please forgive my ancestors and me. In order to receive forgiveness from you, from all the souls we've hurt and harmed, I am willing to give forgiveness. So as I think of all the souls that have hurt and harmed me, people who may have hurt and harmed me very severely, caused me great physical harm, emotional and mental trauma, and more. To all the animals, insects, who may have hurt and harmed me, bitten me, and otherwise hurt and harmed me. To nature, who may have hurt and harmed me through the weather and more. Earthquakes. I grew up in California, San Francisco area, which was prone to earthquakes. Other natural disasters. I forgive you unconditionally. I let go of any negative thoughts I'm holding, negative emotions, vengeful thoughts, anger, fear, depression, sadness. and I forgive you unconditionally. Please forgive my ancestors and me. I forgive all of you. Please forgive. This is sound power. It's repeating these affirmations and some chanting I will do. Please forgive my ancestors and me. I forgive you. Please forgive my ancestors and me. I forgive you. Unconditionally. Totally. So do your best to do that. It may not be easy to do that for those who have really hurt and harmed you badly, abused you, beaten you, stolen from you, whatever the worst hurt and harm you have had to go through. Do your best to let it go. I understand it's not easy, but do your best. Continue to do this practice more and more with sincerity, with great humility, with honesty, and more benefits will come. At some point, I may be truly able to totally forgive, totally let go, and great freedom will come to us at that time. Great liberation from all the bonds of unforgiveness, all the shackles of not being able to forgive. We limit ourselves when we cannot totally forgive. We put ourselves in a kind of jail, a prison of our own making. So yes, it may not be easy to do, but do your best. Keep at it. Persist. Do this practice from your heart. And great freedom, as Master Sha says, forgiveness brings inner joy and inner peace. Because we don't have total joy and peace when we cannot forgive. And when we cannot be forgiven. I forgive you. Please forgive me. Love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. Please forgive me. Including your ancestors. Bring love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. Please forgive me. Love, peace, and harmony. You can sing the Love, Peace, and Harmony Divine Soul Song. You can sing, I forgive you. Please forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Sound power. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. So this is a basic, vital, important self-healing practice. Let us never forget it. You can incorporate it in any other forgiveness practice. If you're doing a practice for your heart, maybe you have heart problems, heart issues, then add a little forgiveness. Dear the souls, dear everyone that my ancestors and I have ever hurt and harmed, especially in the heart, please forgive us. You know, you have a back pain. Dear all the souls my ancestors and I have ever hurt and harmed, especially in the back. Okay? Diabetes, hurt and harmed, especially in the pancreas. Okay? Anger issues, all the souls my ancestors and I have caused anger to. We have hurt from our anger. or hurt and harmed in the liver because the liver is connected with anger. Please forgive us. We apologize. So, forgiveness is not only an adjunct to every other practice and treatment, forgiveness is a vital part of every other practice and treatment. So, do it more. Okay, I do it every day. And remember to incorporate, one or two sentences like this from your heart in any other practice, self-healing practice, or if you're receiving like chemotherapy for cancer, for example. Dear the souls of everyone I've ever hurt and harmed in the area, the organs where I have cancer. Dear the soul of the chemotherapy, please forgive me. Okay? Please forgive me and work only for my cancer cells and do not damage my healthy cells. Thank you. So you can incorporate forgiveness in any healing practice, any medical treatment or other kinds of treatment you may be receiving, and you can definitely incorporate it in any other spiritual practice. And it is a very important, not only self-healing practice, but a spiritual practice, because it is the key practice to self-clear negative information, which is to heal our soul. Heal the soul first, then healing of the heart, mind, body, every aspect of life will follow. So, in my next program, I'll go a little deeper. And yes, it can be difficult to do, but we can do better and better and better with practice. Practice makes perfect. Persistence, persistence, persistence. And next time I'll go a little deeper and also give some major blessings for your forgiveness practice. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for joining me. As always, my love you, love you, love you. Bye-bye for now.